I'm talking. I talk like a lady in the June.
In the June?
Parade, June parade. It's the parade of June.
A June parade.
Yes, parade of. Hello, and welcome to Inside of the Outside. I am your host, Disco, and my co-host, Sword Song. Today, we're gonna talk about some shit. Talk about some weird shit you do with your skin. Go ahead, start talking about that.
We're going to talk about body modification, specifically tattoos, piercings, blah, blah, blah. The reason we chose this topic is that I, Sword Song, am an aspiring tattoo artist, and I've been wanting to do that since I was 14, so 10 years now.
It is kind of miraculous. I don't
Yeah.
think I've wanted to do anything for 10 years,
Yeah, and in Colorado, I'm actually a licensed piercer.
which is remarkable.
Yes, the weird thing
But
is...
you're not in Colorado, so it's
Yeah.
all useless.
Yeah, well, you don't need a license in Wyoming, from my understanding of the law.
Oh, you can
The,
just
the laws
poke
on
people.
body modification throughout the Americas, the continent, country, whatever word I'm looking for right there,
That one?
is really lax. It's like really sad how unregulated this shit is, and that's why people have such a bad opinion of body modification.
Cool.
So my question to you, Disco, is what is the weirdest form of body modification you've heard of?
Um, the one with the dick, where you put shit in your dick.
Are you talking about a Prince Albert piercing or the implants?
Both.
Okay.
Both are horrifying. What's the one where they cut some fat off your butt and then put that in your dick? So you have ass dick.
I actually don't know that one.
You have
That
dick
one's-
ass. That's the thing? It's
I
supposed
think-
to make it thicker
I think that's more of a
for her
surgical
pleasure.
thing. For her pleasure.
With ass fat.
Well, I will accept that that is a form of body modification, as is, hair dyeing, nail painting, things like that. It is also not the form I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
So that's actually new to
weird.
me.
Why'd you do that?
It's hard to, shock.
Saw it happen to a Korean guy in a movie. The film crew almost vomited.
That's what happened to me the first time I watched someone get a dermal.
Yeah.
I almost passed out. See, like this, for the audience that might not know, these are dermals. Let me get closer. They're single point piercings. Can you see that? And what you do is you take there's two ways to do it. You can either use what's called a dermal punch, which is like a little kind of hole cutter, like hole punch for your skin, and you take out a chunk of skin and put that in there. Or you can do it with a needle. You'd use like an 8-gauge needle, which is huge, and then you like dig under the skin and then twist it and then put the jewelry in. This dude was getting it on his forehead. And heads bleed profusely. And so they were like digging in his head to get this thing in here. And they were digging in it to get his head, and he's blood all over his face. And I'm sitting there recording it like I'm gonna pass out because it was brutal.
That sounds so gross.
Yeah, well the guy.
All right. So I'm generally on board with that stuff. Like your body, you do what you want to do. Somebody should have smacked that guy. Just said no.
It was.
Stop.
You know this guy.
You're done. You don't have a choice with your own body anymore. You've given up the privilege. Stop.
Just knock it off. Knock it off. It was Wolf, so.
Okay. I thought it was human.
And not one of our 10 subscribers, wolves. It was the guy I apprenticed with, whose name was actually Wolf.
I'm pretty sure he was a human though.
He was a human. But
Okay.
he was made of flubber. Like, his skin was so stretchy, like, I think he was half flubber. I think
That's cool.
the weirdest...
Just a portion of flubber on my mother's side.
Oh, snap!
That was the most complicated your mom joke I have ever told.
Good job. I'm glad I could be a part
I
of that.
am a fucking champion. Bow now before me.
We're not worthy!
Yeah.
No, I think the weirdest form of body modification I ever encountered was total gender nullification. That was a weird one.
Need I go on?
Yeah, you can't explain that. Because, like, I've never actually experienced it in real life or seen it, but I've read about it and I've seen the pictures and I've researched it. And it's just when people, like, completely, they look like Barbie and Ken dolls. Like, they take it all off, everything.
How? How do they pee? How do they poo?
Well,
How do they poo? How do they poo? How
They
do they
still
poo?
have a butt. and urethra
But
and all that, so they can still use the bathroom.
so it's just like a tube coming out of their groin flesh.
No, it's not coming out. It's just like complete flat with the holes in it. Like, you know, like those dolls in the '90s, or I guess they still have them. The pee-pee dolls. That's just a doll and it just has like a hole. It's like that.
That's disgusting. Why?
Way to
Why?
be judgmental.
Well, that's horrifying and stupid.
I think the thing
Like,
is, from the research I've done on, like, there's not a lot of psychological research into gender nullification, but what I could find said it was basically people who are unhappy with their body because of their gender, and period. They didn't want a gender. It's usually like asexual people who are just not interested in sex or gender identification, and they just, you know, like, fuck it, I'm gonna get rid of all of my everything.
all right, I'm usually pretty down with people making those choices, but that's stupid, and we should outlaw that.
Why?
That's ridiculous.
It's their body. You can't.
Chop off all your business.
Nobody can tell you what you can and can't do to your body. And that's my advice to the audience. Audience, nobody can tell you what you can and can't do to your body ever. It's your body. And if someone tells
An
you,
audience, I agree with that 99% of the time. But if a thought comes into your head, I'm just gonna chop all my junk off. I don't want it anymore. You need to stop.
you might want to talk to someone about pursuing that, though. I will give you that.
Just you can have genitals and not use them.
Yeah, but it's about an actual physical discomfort. It's like a kind of a different form of being like transgender, where it's just
Well, yeah, I mean, like transgender people, though, they were born with the incorrect parts. Just having parts at all? No. I'm just gonna say, asexual people who want to lop your junk off, get the hell over it.
you're so supportive.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a dick about that. Transgender people, cool, that's fine. Homosexual people, be proud, be out there, do that. You want to cut your junk off? Stop yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
My thing with gender is that it's none of my business. It's none of your business. It's not anybody's business unless those you are having sex with. That's the only person who needs to know. Why am I echoing?
Why are you echoing?
I don't know.
Oh my god, it's happening to me. It's happening! It's happening too soon!
It's the end of the world! Oh my god! Duck and cover!
I'm not ready!
I think it's good. I think we're good. This guy, I think we're good. I think it passed us by. Also, another form of body modification which is really weird. It is a temporary thing, and I know it's been all over the internet recently, so I'm sure maybe you've heard of it. I know a lot of people have. It's called bagel heads. Yeah, that. They inject. It's huge in Japan. They inject saline and a mix of silicone into their head and like put a hole in it, so they have like a bagel on their head, and only lasts like I think 2 to 4 weeks. Hey, sorry. During research to figure out why bagel head happened, I realized that it was actually pioneered in Canada and not Japan. So I owe an apology to all of Japan, though everything is still weird. That was my reaction.
No, stop. Alright. We've gone too far. We've passed the threshold now where people just need to be told what they can and cannot do. Elsewise, they will be bagel-headed, genitalless mutants running around.
And then we end up with Professor...
I don't want to go to a swimming pool and have my children ask me, why is this man...
But you would openly talk about
This
sex
man.
with your children, but not why is this man.
Why? Does he have no penis? Why?
If you're in a swimming
there a
pool
bagel
and your kids are seeing
his
someone
foot?
completely naked, like, you have bigger problems than gender nullification.
I can't wrap my head around this. This is too much for me to handle.
Right, well, moving...
I cannot brain.
Okay.
Brain cannot do.
Moving on to a less complex conversation, because I could talk
Why?
about stuff like that
So,
for hours.
bagel head.
I can't explain that one. It's a fashion thing, and it comes from
Canada.
So there you go. No, a less complex question for you. What is the weirdest thing you either have or have considered doing to your body?
Shaving my beard. That's it. Because
This
I don't know. I guess I'm just boring. What is the weirdest thing you've considered doing to your body?
that I've considered or am actually planning on doing.
Okay. Let's, audience, come with me. Let us see how far the rabbit hole goes. What you plan to do.
What I'm planning on doing, I want to get my teeth pointed, which you know, and I want to get my ears pointed.
Just point everything.
Yes.
It's all pointing.
What
It's
I've
all pointing now.
what I've thought about
I
doing.
I can't be around construction paper. I will cut it.
So it's pointy. What I've planned on doing, I thought about doing, was splitting my tongue. But I figured with the teeth and the pointy ears, it would be too much. So, and that's
Oh,
the reason.
that's the line. That's where we stop it. Yeah, it's I'm a vampire elf with metal sticking out of my lips here and here, but the forked tongue.
Well, because my whole thing,
It's starting to look cluttered.
my
What?
just too much happening. Well, my appearance being goth and a modern primitive and all that is like I do it because I feel comfortable. I also enjoy it because I bring a sense of magic into kids' lives. They see me and they're like, oh my god, vampires are real. And there's this moment where they like kind of look at their parents like, should I tell them? And I love that part. Like, yes, I feel comfortable with it, and that's how I like to express myself. But on top of that, I love that. And I figured if I had my teeth, my ears, and my tongue split, it wouldn't be as fun for younger people anymore. It would just be more uncomfortable and scary. And I don't want to push it to that point.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Well, I'm a huge believer that,
I don't know. I'm still stuck on Bagel Head. Bagel Head.
See you next time. Bye.